Great, I think we should turn the subject now to residence life on campus. Just about all of our students here live on campus. Certainly all of our freshmen live on campus. A lot of our seniors do as well. So let's talk about freshman living. And why don't I pick on you, Tim? Talk a little bit about the style and the structure and where freshmen live on this campus.
Sure. Freshmen can live in two areas. We have an upper campus, which is attached to our main campus, and then 2 miles down Commonwealth Avenue, we have a campus called Newton Campus. Upper campus is where I lived freshman year. It's a community of all freshmen, and it's traditional style housing, so it's doubles, triples, or quads, and it's single sex by floor, co-ed by building, and then you share a common bathroom. I know you lived on Newton, so you can tell us about that.
Newton was great for me. I came into BC. Everyone I talked to that went to BC, like when I came on my tour and stuff, had lived on Upper. And sort of the way this works at BC is if you lived on Upper your freshman year, you think Upper's better. If you lived on Newton campus, you think Newton's better. Everyone I talked to lived on Upper, and I got Newton and was so upset and went into it with such a bad attitude. But Newton was one of my favorite parts of freshman year. For me, it made the transition from high school to college really easy. In high school, you went home, and then you got in your car and you drove to school. You took a bus. And for my freshman year, I had that as well. Newton was my home, and I could pack up my bag in the morning, come to campus, go to my classes, go to the library, go to the gym, hang out here, do my stuff. And when I was done for the day and ready to go home and relax, I could get back on the Newton bus and go home. I loved it. There's a lot of green space. There's a really great dining hall. It's called Stewart. It has this triple-decker grilled cheese that will change your life. You can only eat it once because it's just too much. But it was a great experience for me. But again, if Upper has that community feel just like Newton does. So if you live on Upper, it's the best. If you live on Newton, it's the best. You really can't go wrong.
Isaiah, let's talk about subsequent years, sophomore year and junior and senior year. Talk a little bit of the style of housing there.
All right, so the style of housing your sophomore year. So right now I'm a sophomore, and you can either live in a suite. Suites can either be 8, 6-man, or 8-man, or 4-man. And the way we kind of work it out is that freshman year, you want to choose students that aren't the kids that you typically aren't just going to be partying with, but you got to understand the housing process really is important. The 8 roommates or the 7 other roommates that I live with, we are all really close friends, and we don't just go on parties. So, the presidential debate is on at nighttime. We all sit in the common room, watch it together, and really debate, our different views and our viewpoints. So, just my words of advice in terms of the housing system and the living style is that understanding that these are 4 people that you're going to be living, or 4, 6, or 8 people that you're going to be living with. So it's important to understand that you kind of have to have some type of balance. Typically, people can't live with their best friends, so just understanding that.
And Christy, if you could talk about safety on campus, every campus is concerned with, taking care of the people that live there 24/7. Your views of safety on this campus over the past year?
Absolutely. My dad was very concerned, obviously, as a father, about safety on campus. And when we did our tour of BC, he asked so many questions. And he felt so safe when he found out that BC has their own police department. So that, made him feel a lot better. But we have the blue light system here on campus where they're all over campus, and if you ever feel unsafe, you can press it and BC will come, and people will escort you back to your room if you're feeling unsure. But overall, we're in Chestnut Hill, and it's a wonderful area, and it's completely safe, and I have never, ever felt uneasy.
Sarah's favorite thing on campus to eat is the triple-decker grilled cheese. How generally is the food, Tim?
The food is, I'm a very picky eater, but the food for me is wonderful. You can get salmon every night in McElroy, which sold me on the place because I love my salmon. So I was set, so I enjoy it.
Okay. And how about Boston? Christy, go back to you again. And do you go into Boston much as a first-year student? And how does going to school near Boston have an impact in your day-to-day or week-to-week life here?
I love having the city of Boston so close. I go in probably every other week. BC gives us free admittance to the MFA, which is the Museum of Fine Arts, which I take advantage of whenever I can. It's absolutely stunning there. You can just go and do homework. There are tons of different little cool areas you can go to, such as Coolidge Corner or Cleveland Circle, and BC has transportation right to the T. We have our own T stop right on campus. It's so easy to get into the city and to just go out to eat. We often go and celebrate our friends' birthdays, go out to dinner in the city. So it's definitely there for us to use, and it's been wonderful.
Now, Isaiah, it's very rare for a student to have a car at Boston College. We say a car, but a car at Boston College. Does it bother you to not have a car? Do you think that you'd use it? Do you think that it would help you around, or is it fine to not have a car because of the other things that you could do either through public transportation or here on campus?
So I definitely say that it's great that students can't have a car here on this campus, and the reason why I would say that is because it does force you to utilize the city of Boston, but it also doesn't allow students to be able to just take their cars and travel off campus. So you find out a lot of students are always centered here on campus, and on the weekends there are also a lot of things that are going on because students don't have cars here on this campus. So, you know, if you don't want to take the T into the city of Boston, you can stay here, go to an a cappella group with your friends and stuff. So having a car here or not having a car here on this campus hasn't been a burden to any students, or at least hasn't been a burden to myself personally, and I find that I love taking the T and using the city of Boston, being able to walk around the city of Boston. So
You don't have to drive anywhere to see big-time college sports because that's right here on campus. We're a Division I school. How has that an impact on you, Sarah, to be at a Division I university?
That's been huge. I grew up in the South and from the Midwest now, and sports really run in town. Everyone rallies around the high school football team. And coming to BC, I just thought it would be an extra perk, not really something that has been one of my favorite things on campus, and it truly is. There's nothing like a game day Saturday on campus. The building that I live in, the parking lot of it is a tailgating spot. So on game day Saturdays, I wouldn't set an alarm. I would wake up to the marching band escorting our team through campus playing our fight song, and I would open my blinds, and every parking space, parking garage, inch of green space, median sidewalk is full of people tailgating, either, you know, current Boston College students, alumni that live in the area, or even New York, Chicago, Philly, DC that are coming back for the games, alumni that have settled here and have families and bring their kids, and there's nothing cuter than a 7-year-old in a Flutie jersey. And then to go into the stadium and look around and you're sitting in a sea of maroon and gold and everyone loves the school as much as you do and cheering for our team, rain, sleet, snow or shine. It's just really an incredible feeling, and that's, I think, when I feel most at home at BC, is in Alumni Stadium.
Have you taken any road trips at all, Sarah?
I have. One of
Oh,
our
really?
biggest rivals is Notre Dame.
Ah.
School out in South Bend, Indiana. It's about a 14 to 16-hour drive, depending on how many stops you make. And every year that Boston College plays at Notre Dame, BC students rent RVs or vans or SUVs and pile all in and make that drive. So me and 6 of my close friends piled into a 7-person SUV. Every single space was full. You couldn't see out the back. Made the trip down. We stopped at Niagara Falls along the way in Buffalo. We were there for the weekend, went to the game. Notre Dame was nice enough to give all the BC students tailgating spots. It was just such a great experience. We lost, unfortunately, but we didn't lose by as much as we thought we would. And I regret nothing about the trip. We didn't sleep for 3 days or shower for 3 days, but it was an awesome, awesome 3